The pastoral heart of St. Francis de Sales, guiding souls with love and compassion. A model of gentle shepherding. Today, we reflect on the tender and powerful pastoral heart of St. Francis de Sales, a shepherd who led souls not with force or fear, but with gentleness, love, and deep compassion. He wasn't just a scholar or bishop. He was above all a pastor who met people where they were, gently guiding them toward God. What can we learn from this great saint? How can his example shape our own approach to ministry, caregiving, and everyday relationships? Let us journey through his life and discover what made his pastoral heart so effective and enduring. Secondly, a heart shaped by struggles and grace. Born in 1567, Francis de Sales grew up in a noble family and received an excellent education in law and theology. But what shaped him most was not just academic brilliance, it was the deep interior struggles he faced. As a student, he was tormented by the idea of predestination. He feared he might be eternally damned despite his love for God. In desperation, he turned to prayer before a statue of Our Lady and surrendered himself completely to God's mercy. This turning point filled him with peace, and from that moment, mercy and love became the pillars of his ministry. Though his father had other ambitions for him, Francis followed his call to the priesthood, choosing to serve God's people instead of pursuing worldly prestige. Third point for our reflection today is hallmarks of his pastoral approach. First of all, compassionate spiritual direction. St. Francis de Sales became a spiritual director to many, both in person and through thousands of letters. What made his guidance unique? Personalized advice. He adapted his counsel to each person's vocation, temperament, and circumstances. Freedom over fear. He taught that love must be free, not forced. God invites, never coerces. Joy in God's will. His spirituality radiated joy. He believed holiness should be attractive, not burdensome. Secondly, preaching that touched hearts. Francis's sermons were powerful not because they were grand, but because they were understandable. He spoke clearly and simply, using everyday examples and scriptures to make deep truths accessible. Audience focused. Whether speaking to nobles or farmers, he adjusted his style to reach hearts. Pastoral theological blend. He never separated doctrine from love. Biblically rooted. He made scripture come alive and showed how it could be lived. Thirdly, virtues that defined his pastoral heart. Gentleness. He believed gentleness could win even the hardest of hearts. A spoonful of honey, he said, catches more flies than a barrel full of vinegar. Humility. Despite being a bishop, he never saw himself above others. Patience. He walked slowly with people, knowing that real change takes time. Simplicity. He valued clarity over complexity because truth, when lovingly spoken, shines on its own. The fourth point for our reflection today is Salesian lessons for today's ministry. The art of listening. Francis de Sales listened deeply, not to reply, but to understand. He knew that healing often begins when someone feels truly heard. Secondly, meeting people where they are. He never imposed unrealistic expectations. Instead, he accepted people in their struggles and lovingly led them forward one step at a time. Thirdly, encouraging small steps. He championed the little virtues, small daily acts of kindness, patience, and humility. He knew these were the real building blocks of holiness. Fourthly, inspiring hope. His words lifted people up. He reminded them that no matter how far they have fallen, God's mercy was always greater. Fifth point for our reflection today is a model for all vocations. First of all, for priests and religious, St. Francis de Sales offers a powerful model for us in ministry. He teaches us that authority must always be exercised with love. Be shepherds, not managers. Care for souls with gentleness and presence. Balance truth and mercy. Speak the truth, but always in love. Be approachable. His warmth made people trust him. We are called to the same. Secondly, for spiritual directors and counselors, tailored guidance. Avoid one-size-fits-all solutions. Freedom and trust. Walk beside people, not above them. Relationships over rules. Build a foundation of trust and respect. Thirdly, for lay people and caregivers, Francis reminds all of us that pastoral care isn't just for priests and religious. Every Christian can reflect Christ's heart. Practice gentleness at home. Kind words and understanding go a long way. Be present to others. A listening ear can be a lifeline. Live faith simply. Be a witness in the ordinary moments of life. The sixth point for our reflection today is why St. Francis de Sales still matters. Even centuries later, the wisdom of St. Francis de Sales remains strikingly relevant. First of all, timeless relevance. His pastoral heart speaks to modern challenges, loneliness, burnout, and spiritual confusion. His gentle way offers hope in a harsh world. Secondly, a modern influence. His influence is seen in modern spiritual writers, in the Salesian tradition, and in how many approach spiritual care today. Thirdly, a needed antidote. In a fast, divided, often judgmental world, his message of mercy and gentle guidance is a healing balm. To conclude, become a pastoral presence. My dear friends, St. Francis de Sales challenges us not to dominate but to accompany, not to preach down but to lift up, not to condemn but to love. Let us strive to be pastoral in all our relationships, gentle in our corrections, patient in our guidance, joyful in our witness. May we carry his legacy forward, being people of understanding, humility, and unwavering love, guiding others not by force but by the quiet strength of compassion. Let us be, as he was, instrument of God's tender grace in the world. Live Jesus.